We killed all their leadership, and then they met to choose new leaders, and we killed all of them. And now we have a new group, and we can easily do that, but let's see how they turn out. We have really regime change. You know, this is a change in the regime because the leaders are all very different than the ones that we started off with that created all those problems. So this was, I think we can say, Jason, this is regime change, right?
What makes you trust them?
I don't trust anybody. I don't trust you. I mean, that's only because I know you. But if I didn't know you, I'd probably have more trust. But I don't trust anyone.
Why bother?
Why do you say that? Why do you say what makes you trust? Do you think I trust them? I don't trust them.
Then why bother talking to them?
Because they're going to make a deal. They're going to make a deal. They did something yesterday that was amazing, actually. They gave us a present, and the present arrived today. And it was a very big present worth a tremendous amount of money. And I'm not going to tell you what that present is, but it was a very significant prize. And they gave it to us, and they said they were going to give it. So that meant one thing to me: we're dealing with the right people.
Is that nuclear related?
No, it wasn't nuclear related. It was oil and gas related.
There's a ton load of content in this one right for you to watch, my people. Subscribe if you are new to this channel, my people, and watch this video all the way to the end.
And if you want to keep up with the news them, both here and abroad, especially abroad, it look like it's so reach our doorstep, you know. Yeah, because gone in a war with Iran, and you know Iran they're way over the other side of America. So I'm gone with Venezuela. Now I'm there Iran. I'm going to make a U-turn and come way over to Cuba, but remove the need that the Cuban people have, and that is gas and oil. Meanwhile, Iran is fighting against maybe the world of the Middle East, because them decide, say, them not take the foolishness where Israel and America put out or fight back. And we can see how much people start, how much countries start to get involved. 15 million Russian dead in that war. And Britain, Germany, all of them kill one another. Them say it's a world war. We never in a war. They are sing and a dance and a drink coconut water and white rum. But them have been involved in it. But now, it's a different time. Now, it's not white people that kill white people again, it's white people that kill everybody, including white people. And we see that spread. You know, we see that spread. First, them try, the American government try to run out all people of color out of America. So, we are create problems, or them are get smaller in terms of population growth, them are get smaller, so them need to move out the colored people. And then now we say, them gone way over the other side of the world. Way over the other side of the world, I claim that the man have nuclear weapons that develop. After I'm done, say him wiped out the other day. I just look the other day, him say, them can't do it again because him bomb them and get rid of them. We'll take a break and come forward. Break time. 2 and 3 is a surgical hour. Yes, you are now in the win or return on your taxes hour, powered by Surgical Bank. Business credit card, use your card to pay your taxes for a chance to win. Listen. $500,000 cash back. You hear that? Use your card, you're liable to win $500,000 cash back. Over between 2 and 3, sponsored by Surgical. Here we go again. Here we go again. Last night, I played today. Kind of the same people them are listening. We never born when World War II did about. But, we're in a situation now where maybe we could have lived to see a World War III live on color TV, instant replay. May I tell you, at this of the earth reach now. At this of it reach now. So I don't know if people who are planning certain things, it's even important for planet because you're gonna wake up tomorrow and hear say, I even feel bomber drop off of the coast of Jamaica, yeah, and even in a certain place where you never expect bomb to drop. And we put it with the hurricane and the earthquake. Serious thing. We have to face it. We have a life to live and we have to just live it. We're going to take a break and come forward again. So, only probably don't know understand how to live that way. They're like normal human beings. Not like the drunk of them or the rat them. We are sneak up on you. And that is the time we're in here now. And share with each other continuously. And who you love, you have to tell them say you love them. Yeah, you have to tell them say you love them. Whether them is man or woman. Because some man feel say, scared, don't afraid. No matter who I listen to you. If a brethren and a next brethren say eye to eye and can share the quality of life that is necessary for two human beings live in harmony with nature, well, but people don't mean it. If you listen to the music them nowadays, all of it I show you say, man don't need no friend and all them something there. Your friend this or your friend that and them can't find certain little picnic. We see where in America, yes, them I realize say in the church over a period of long times, how much dozen picnics them put them on the altar. And these are the men who supposed to have way safe. When you call a politician, you're supposed to look after certain economical welfare and you're supposed to feel safe. When you put your money in the bank, you're supposed to feel safe. But guess what? Not so. You have to worry, fret. Yes, have high blood pressure and them thing there. Anyway, it's news time.
Garo Trading and
National headlines. The Jamaica Urban Transit Company, JUTC, has expanded its inner city service between Kingston and Ocho Rios. As of next Monday, March 9, the bus company will introduce Route 611 between Ocho Rios and Halfway Tree. The JUTC already has a service from Ocho Rios to downtown Kingston. This new service forms part of the JUTC's ongoing efforts to provide reliable and affordable transportation options for commuters traveling between the corporate area and St. Anne. Corporate Communications Manager Chantal Thompson says the expansion reflects JUTC's commitment to listening to its customers and responding to their needs. The construction phase for the new Port Antonio bypass in Portland is set to commence in the next 8 weeks. The project, valued at $81 million, is being done under the contract for the Southern Coastal Highway Improvement Project. China Harbor Engineering Company CHEC is charged with designing and building the 7.5-kilometer road. The road will stretch from Turtle Crawl Harbor to Norwich in the west. Manager of Communication and Customer Services at the National Works Agency, Stephen Shaw, says the design phase for the project is nearing completion. CHEC has started some clearance activities and government-owned land, which is considered part of the construction phase. Mr. Shaw says some 292 parcels of land will be acquired in part or completely for the construction of the road. The road is expected to be completed in 18 months. In news overseas, the Israeli military has ordered hundreds of thousands of people to leave Beirut's southern suburbs as it steps up strikes targeting the Iran-backed armed group across Lebanon. Huge traffic jams formed on main roads heading north and south as panicked residents complied with the unprecedented blanket order covering the area. On Wednesday, the military told all residents of a huge swathe of southern Lebanon near the Israeli border to leave ahead of a much-anticipated ground incursion. And finally, more than 200 people, including 70 children, have been killed after a landslide caused a collapse in a mining area in the east of the Democratic Republic of Congo. The landslide struck Rubaya, the country's biggest source of coltan, an ore vital in the electronics industry, in the rebel-controlled east on Tuesday following heavy rains. In a statement, the Mines Ministry blamed the tragedy on M23 rebels and said they were allowing illegal mining without proper safety standards. According to the BBC, the M23 is yet to comment, but a source in Rubaya told the broadcaster that the collapse was caused by attacks from government forces and only 6 had died. The government has not responded to the claim. Those were the local and international.
You know, we're going to play next one. Same artist. Named 30 million. Yes, 30 million. Because if I can find it, yes. We're going to play it, yeah. 30 million. Here we go. For the catch part. You me, I have to play it. Because it reached a level, you know, where I have to play it. Serious? So here we go now. We're going to play it.
Journalist Jonathan Larson reports that U.S. troops were being told that the U.S.-Israeli attack on Iran was in preparation for Armageddon and also the return of Jesus. Jank, is this comforting information for you?
No, just when you thought the Israeli Zionists were bad enough in starting wars for all the wrong reasons, here comes the Christian Zionists. Mm-hmm. Joy. Wait till you hear what the commander said about why we're in this war and what to do. Tell us about it, yes.
All right, so let's give you the high points. This is from Jonathan Larson's report. He says, a combat unit commander told non-commissioned officers at a briefing Monday that the Iran war is part of God's plan and that President Donald Trump was anointed by Jesus to light the signal fire in Iran to cause Armageddon and mark his return to earth. And that is according to a non-commissioned officer. So we'll talk more about whatever that even means later. But between Saturday and Monday, more than 110 complaints had been logged by the Military Religious Freedom Foundation, or the MRFF, regarding the rhetoric about commanders in every branch of military. The complaints were widespread across more than 40 different units across roughly 30 military installations. And according to one report, the non-commissioned officer wrote to the MRFF that their commander urged us to tell our troops that this was all part of God's divine plan. And he specifically referenced numerous citations out of the book of Revelation, referring to Armageddon and the imminent return of Jesus Christ. And it is very understandable that all of this is coming directly from the top, because Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth has enshrined evangelical Christianity at the uppermost levels of the U.S. military, airing monthly prayer meetings throughout the Pentagon. Last year, the Pentagon confirmed to Larson that Hegseth attends a weekly White House Bible study, and it's led by a preacher who says that God commands America to support Israel. And these are the people, again, who are running our country and running our military, and these are the things that they believe. So Larson spoke with MRFF president and founder Mikey Weinstein about the report, and this is what Weinstein had to say. He said, these calls have one damn thing in freaking common. Our MRFF clients, service members who seek MRFF aid, report the unrestricted euphoria of their commanders and command chains as to how this new biblically sanctioned war is clearly the undeniable sign of the expeditious approach of the fundamentalist Christian end times as vividly described in the New Testament book of Revelation. Many of their commanders are especially delighted with how graphic this battle will be, zeroing in on how bloody all of this must become in order to fulfill and be in 100% accordance with fundamentalist Christian end of word eschatology. And that is, the end of worldness. That is terrifying that they seem to be giddy about everything that's happening now. It seems as though they're finally able to usher in this end of world, and so they can be raptured and go up to heaven. And of course, all of this violates the Constitution, which they don't seem worried about because the Constitution is very worldly and earthbound. And it also violates the Uniform Code of Military Justice. Weinstein had some choice words for the military members speaking this way to their subordinates, saying that they will be swiftly, aggressively, and visibly prosecuted. However, this is not the first time that talk like this was within our military in some capacity.
All right, so me go in it this, but may I tell you, say, this is coming from the highest level of the American government, This is not some people on the road. I said that, this is man we're in the Pentagon. We're supposed to control the army. The American army, them say the most powerful army in the world. This is what them pushing on the soldier them. That the army supposed to recognize Donald Trump sent by God to usher in the coming of Jesus Christ for earth through the war that them now taking place in, and also that we must back and defend Israel. That is where the people, that is where there. And we have to recognize that that is where there. Because believe you me, them people is so religious, fanatic. You talk about Islam fanatic. These people is fanatics, religious fanatics. And the problem with it, the problem with it is that you have preachers in a Jamaica. We are push the line there. Yeah, you have preachers, we are tell them congregation on Sunday that Jerusalem is where Jesus Christ is going to rise up. And we must recognize that the Jews is the children of God. If the Jews is the children of God in a Jerusalem, what are we? What are we? These little black people don't so. What is it that bind us to what them saying? We over the other part of the world. And how we must now recognize the President of America as the leader for this soldiers of God army. Because all of the war them where them are going to claim now say America involved in is for ushering the coming of Jesus Christ. I hear them say it's the commanders them tell that, except, it's the commanders. I say that, the commanders them in the army, I say that to the army. Wow, I don't know. I really don't know what is going to happen, but it not look nice at all. It not look nice. If you think them people there a joke, watch how them a drop bomb. Watch how them a drop bomb left and right and a blow up ship and a prevent this from entering here or there. And you hear them say, you think it's Iran them going to stop? the man them have them eye on Cuba. Cuba. Which part of Cuba there? From the lighthouse in Negril to Cuba is 90 miles. 90. It's Jamaica. I wonder if I take stock away I go on. How we fit in that? How we fit in them thing there? Are we having a space? We having a space? Might be not. Maybe the pastor them we have preached this in the church can tell me how them are going to rectify this situation when the reality catch them in the church. I tell black people, say, as in Jerusalem, Jesus Christ are going to rise up. And as the Jews, is the chosen. In the last part of the Bible, it say 12,000 from each tribe. 144,000. 12,000 from each tribe, or 12 tribes of Israel them have. Oh, uno fit in it. That me want to find out. Oh, uno. I mean I say uno. Oh, uno fit in that. I talk to the pastor them in Jamaica. We have preached this madness to black people. Oh, uno fit in it. All the things them we have pray is Donald Trump hearing the prayers of the lost souls of Jamaica or Trinidad or Barbados. The 12 tribes of Israel, them say is the Jews. Yes, in the Bible I tell you say, is the Jews give up Christ, Jesus Christ, to be crucified according to the Bible, Pontius Pilate. The Jews give him up to be crucified. And now we hear black people who feel the pangs of slavery, where your ancestors died because of that preaching, that teaching. Because up to now, even though them claim say, I know them. I talk about the white people them now. Do it. And why we are worried about it, because we know in no slavery. Eh? We know in no slavery. You better think again. You better think again. If you know in no slavery, you're all right. But the majority of people in Jamaica still can't find which part them next meal come from. Them have to go hustle, hear it call. Them not go work, them go hustle. Anyway, them have to find it. And now we see this thing come up and we know. What is your status in this Armageddon? I mean, some people about Armageddon like them things say is a nice thing. The people might try usher it in. Because it's in the Bible, Revelation, they might usher in the Armageddon, they might force the Armageddon, they might create the Armageddon to say, yes, the Bible are fulfilled. The Bible are fulfilled because them read that and I preempt something to the people them now to say, watch out, stand up straight and watch what them do to Israel. We want to defend Israel because that is where Jesus Christ is going to come up back. Yes. Terrible, terrible thing. What are you going to do? I have to say, oh no. Because I know what I'm going to do. I know what I do. Yes. Going to church every Sunday not going to help you. Listen to the pastor and I tell you about Israel is God's chosen people and you're not involved in Israel. You're not involved in Israel and you say Israel is the chosen people. Then if Israel is the chosen people, how you fit in that? Because you're not TikTok. When you hear Rasta say them are Israelite, you have some Rasta will say Ethiopians, Jews, which you have Ethiopian Jews, but them no fit in that. The original so-called Jews, them no fit in where them are say in a Palestine, in a Israel. Anyway, this is the stepping razor. We take a break. My fool on. All of a sudden, I just see that tune come up. I have to play it because I never intend to play it. I never have that look for it and it just come up. So here we go.
God bless Jamaica.
Talk to Mr. Elan Parkinson, Communication Manager for Petrojam. Good afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon. Thank you for having me.
Yes, okay. So we understand what is taking place in the Middle East.
Yeah, man.
And the effect that it's supposed to have and everywhere where gas price and everything.
Right.
How long it going to take for that to really become a reality in our part of the world in terms of the rising cost of fuel? Because we hear that happen every Thursday. Either it go down or go up, go down or go up every Thursday. So what will make a difference when we hear the price? Because obviously we're talking about a go up price. What will happen? Or when we expect it to happen?
But price increases to various classes of fuels, primarily because of what's taking place on the global market and more precisely regionally in terms of movements in the cost of finished goods. Now, one of the things I must establish is that you have two markets operating here. There's a crude oil market. You know, crude oil is, as the name suggests, the raw material. And then there's the finished products market, the 87, 90, diesel, and so on, LPG, gas, and all of that. And so both markets act independent of each other. Think of it like this. It's like flour as opposed to the people who bake bread. They operate in different markets, even though the people who bake bread depend on flour. Okay? So the fact of the price of flour going up doesn't necessarily mean that you'll pay more for bread, because the people who bake bread may very well have had price decreases in other inputs, and therefore they say, you know what, even though the price of flour has gone up, overall, we can manage, so we won't increase the cost of bread. It's a similar thing when it comes on to crude oil versus the finished product, right? So even if you see crude oil prices going up on the global market by, say, 10%, it doesn't mean that finished products, 87, 90, diesel, and so on, will also go up by 10%, because the finished products market operates on a different scale, so to speak, meaning that there are no new variables that you have to consider. You're talking about refining capacity, how much of that is available, where is the finished product for us to import it, and several other terms and conditions, including what they call ocean loss, which is, has to do with, the natural loss of products to evaporation and so on. So all of those variables are considered in determining the final price in Jamaica or anywhere else in the region. But we benchmark that against one standard, and that is the U.S. Gulf reference price. You just mentioned it a moment ago. And the U.S. Gulf reference price assists countries within the region with pricing their petroleum products in such a way that it is always connected to the true market value.
So the market value is determined by America?
No, it's not America per se. I think we use the U.S. Gulf reference price primarily because if you understand that area right there, that Gulf area in the United States between there and Mexico, you'll appreciate that a lot of oil refining takes place in that space. Houston, Texas, all of those areas right off there. And of course, Mexico is part of oil refining as well. So because it's the closest and largest area where oil refining takes place, to the point where they have developed models for determining the price, it makes sense for us to follow that model.
So you're saying that we are getting the finished product from Mexico, or
No.
We're
We're not
getting
getting
the finished
finished
product
products from. No, I didn't say Mexico. I'm saying Mexico is involved. I'm just saying that I'm just using them as major players in the area, right?
So where are we
of
getting the
course,
finished
refine-
product from?
So we get finished products from the United States. We can get it from other markets as well. It just depends on price. Of course, we're always looking for competitive prices. But then we also purchase crude oil, which we refine. So if we refine crude oil, then we don't need to buy as much finished products.
And that's what Petrojam do.
We get crude oil from Ecuador and Brazil.
All right. No, what I'm trying to find out, you see, the gas that we're going to put in the tank, we're putting it every week. Where is that gas coming from?
It's refined.
The
Most
finished
of it
product.
is refined right here in Jamaica at Petrojam.
The finished product.
Come on.
All right. So the outreach we know is through, you say, Mexico or America or Ecuador. That's what you're saying.
No. So finished products would likely come from that Gulf area in the United States.
Yes.
Crude oil, which is the crude product, the raw material, comes from Ecuador and Brazil.
Yeah, well, we don't want to concern ourselves with the crude oil. We want to concern ourselves with the finish where we put in our tank.
Yeah, man. And I'm saying we also manufacture finished products here, because if we import the crude oil, remember, we have a refinery. So that is the feedstock for the refinery. And
that's
what
what
comes out of it is diesel and 87 and 90 and so on.
Yeah.
Right. So distillate.
That's what I ask. Which part of the finished product there? It's in Jamaica also.
Yes, man.
All right. So if the finished product is in Jamaica, sometime, what is the fear now of I price because of that war that taking place, or because of what? What is it that we must be scared of?
Well, I wouldn't say scared. I'd more say be prepared, right? Oil prices go up, they come down. You'll recall, you remember during COVID when oil prices hit it hit negative territory.
Yes.
Right? Meaning you'd have to pay somebody to take the oil from you instead of somebody paying you to take the oil from you. Right?
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So oil, the oil market, it responds to several geopolitical shocks and economic shocks too, as COVID had brought on, because there was a general slowdown in global economic activity. When that happens, it means, well, you need less oil because people aren't driving as much to work and all of that.
Yeah. So you see that
oil was just not the fashionable thing, and the price went down. And so Jamaican consumers saw the dip in the price of finished goods, because of course the input cost of the crude oil would have gone down. But like I said, it's not just about the input cost of the crude oil. It's several other factors, freight, insurance.
Yes.
What's a charge called demurrage, which has to do with how long ships stay in port to offload the goods, and ocean loss, evaporation, all of that.
Yes. So are we anticipating that because of what is happening in the Gulf there now, in the Middle East, that there will be a serious raising of price on the commodity that we put in our car, we just see how it go?
No, I think Jamaicans almost naturally would have by now come to understand that whenever we have these conflicts, these issues taking place in the global market, especially when they are directly associated with the oil and gas sector, then they should look out for price changes. I mentioned COVID-19 when the prices went down, and we saw prices trending downwards in Jamaica as well. Now we're in a situation where the world is uncertain and prices are going up. And that was reflected yesterday in terms of our ex-refinery prices for the 87.90 and so on. We'll continue to monitor the market conditions, as you are aware, Jamaica is an oil importing country, 100%. And as a result, we are subject to these changes in the marketplace.
All right. So if the price is immediately in effect, I mean, what you're saying that given of what is taking place now, there is a rise in the price.
Right.
So the oil that is coming from wherever it's coming is affected by what is happening now so quick?
Yes. Remember, when you look at prices, right, it's a Gulf reference price, right? So if the price of oil, okay, let me give you a scenario. If the price of oil is, say, $100 today, okay, and we buy at $100, and the price of oil goes down to $80 next week, right? And that affects the price of finished goods as well, the finished goods price going down. We have to reflect a downward trend, even though we bought at a higher price. All right. So I see what you're getting at, and it's usually something that
I know you know me I get at, I know you know me I get at, right? But you know answer me how you're supposed to answer me.
But that's how the market operates, right? And that is why within our pricing mechanism, right, we have certain protections for the Jamaican consumer, so that not everything is passed on to the public,
to the consumer,
right? Yeah, exactly. We couldn't, because, like I indicated, when you have these massive swings, right, it nowhere in the world is it passed on in such a way. Because if you notice in the United States, mainly, and I use the US mainly because a lot of us watch much of the news out of there. Whenever prices are going up, they don't go up sharply. So even if the price of oil, they add $10 per barrel in a day, for example, right? You're not going to see that at the pumps immediately, because again, the crude oil is refined into finished products, and that pricing mechanism is different from the crude oil pricing mechanism. But even at that range, at that level rather, there is a range within which the additional cost of the finished product is passed on to the consumer, right? So at some points in time, persons who are selling the fuel, they can end up in a loss position, or they can end up in a profit position because of the way the market operates.
Yeah. So, for instance, every Thursday you hear of a price increase or a price decrease on certain oil or whatsoever. What is causing that? When is the oil is coming from so far and the oil don't change, the price of the oil don't change by the sea when it come. You buy it at one price already, and it come into Jamaica. But every Thursday, them have an announcement to say, this gas gone up to how much percent, that one gone down to how much percent. Was the same gas, the oil come direct straight up, so how the price change? Because in the mid-waters.
It's a market. It's a market, right? And you always have to be referencing with a market. That's why it's called the U.S. Gulf reference. In further afield in North America, Europe, they use what they call the Brent. There's a Brent reference system there, just the same, right? In other words, what is the market asking for? 90, 87? We're talking finished goods now. Diesel, ultra low sulfur, automotive diesel, LPG, gas, butane, propane, all of that. As of today, what is the market asking for? Right? No. Like I indicated, last week the market could be asking for a higher price. This week the market is asking for a lower price. We have to pass on that lower price, even though we may have bought it last week at a higher price.
But how long the gas takes? How long the oil takes from where it's coming from to Jamaica?
You're talking about utilization. You're talking about moving the goods from here to there and all of that. No, it's the value of it at any given time.
So the value of it don't decide by how you buy it. The value of it is that If
Now,
you have 2 days to reach.
the price of it is so. Don't confuse price with value. So the price of it is is what you bought it for. But I'm saying the value could have gone down since you bought it. It's like buying US dollars, for example, right? Let's say you buy $100 US last week for 150 to 1. Okay.
Yeah.
But then this week, when you have that same $100 US in your hand, it's now valued at 145 to 1. You essentially have 14,500 Jamaican dollars in your hand as opposed to $15,000 last week. Same US dollar. It's the same money. You see what I mean?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Well, we're going to see what will happen because obviously the war going to escalate and less oil come around this area. I don't know if you take oil from Guyana or you say Mexico, round away there, America. I don't know.
No, we take crude oil from Ecuador and Brazil.
Yes.
Right. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Well, give thanks for the input.
Yeah, man. Good talking with you.
Yes.
Good talking with you, and all the best to yourself.
All right, sir. That's Ian Parkinson, communications manager for Petrodrama. Try shine some light on things where I never understand. I don't understand it. I mean, I hear him say it still, and I have to go sit down and sift through my brains with what him say, you know. But I understand about the dollar thing. You know, you buy the dollar today, and tomorrow you have it at your yard, and tomorrow you say 10 cents gone up on it, and the same dollar where they buy for less, 10 cents less, you know. So that's the way of how the world run. And we have to just recognize that a earth, I can't say a earth with a pan. Okay, so a stepping razor with a pan, and we are stand by for the People's Court. We could go and play the song. Here's history. But most of them come from Europe. It's Europeans who find a way into that part of the world we call Palestine. Claim it as a biblical thing, very serious thing. Okay, so People's Court time. I can see where I'm going now. So, anybody up on the line?
Yes, I'm here, Muta. How are you? Good afternoon.
Just a come out interview, yeah. I never know he was on the line, sorry.
Okay, that's all right.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, man, good afternoon to you too.
I am so feeling good that you decided that we should bring you back here and continue the journey that we started last week.
Yes.
It is wonderful that you actually.
Clifton couldn't be here with me, but Jacqueline Cummings, my business partner, of Archer Cummings, is going to join me because I think we both will bring clarity to some areas that I think some real questions that you asked, probing questions you asked the last time. And Muta, after your call, I just want to say the response from your listeners was really overwhelming. I saw a client today from that program. And
come again. So what you say again? After doing the program, what happened?
The response was overwhelming. I mean, we've gotten so many calls about this issue of people having issues with, getting their land title, adverse possessing, first registration of family land. And the other issue that came up a lot was about having a will. Should they have a will for unregistered land? I mean, I realize there's so much, I won't say ignorance, but, we don't know what the law is. We don't know what we should be doing.
Ignorance. It's ignorance of the law.
Right, ignorance of the law. That the fact is that if you have family land, whether the title is registered or unregistered, you should still have a will.
Yes.
It doesn't in any way affect your ability to still have that property mentioned in your will. So that is one of the issues. One of the things I wanted to continue in today's program is to, when you own land,
that
came up from that program, so I'll just segue into that. whether or not
Okay.
you should do a will. And yes, you should do a will even if you own unregistered land.
Okay. All right,
It
we're
can be
going to.
mentioned in a will and it can be left to another generation. The fact that you don't have a title is something we should work on and have you regularized. However, it does not negate you having a will that mentions that land and who should get that land in your will.
All right. So how you get a will? Tell me. I mean, what do you do to legitimize a will?
Good afternoon, Muta. Good afternoon to your listeners. This is Jacqueline Cummings. A will is a
Okay.
simple document that you write, and in that document, you must state who you want to be in charge of your estate. That means your property, your money, when you die, and that person who's in charge will then apply to the court for what is called probate. And based on that probate, as is issued by the court, the documents that you have for your title, your bank account, your life insurance, your motor vehicle will be then transferred to the person who will leave in the will as your beneficiary. So it's a simple document. It can be 1 page, 2 page, it can be 400 pages. Simply stating, I'm leaving John Brown in charge, and I'm leaving my house to Mary, my car to John, my bank account to Steve, and everything else I have in life, I'm leaving it to Elizabeth. I sign it. What makes it valid is that must be signed in the presence of 2 persons who must also sign it. So a simple document stating who you're leaving in charge, who you're giving each one of the properties to, and it must be signed by you and witnessed by 2 persons who must also sign it. So you either go to
And it can be any 2 persons. It can be any 2 persons.
Correct. Any 2 persons who are not going to be benefited from the will. So if you're giving your son something, your son can't witness the will. If you're giving your neighbor something, your neighbor can't witness the will. So anybody who you're giving a gift to in the will can't be the witness. Has to be somebody different.
Okay.
They can be
Yeah,
the
that is very
beneficiary,
important.
though. They cannot witness you signing the will. And Muta,
Yeah.
the other thing about that we must raise is this issue of updating wills. A marriage on every a will should be updated if for special life events, and these life events are marriage, divorce, birth of a child, or major changes in asset, or the death of an executor. If you have a sole executor and the executor has died, you need to update your will. Those are the events that should trigger you updating your will. Marriage,
All right, so
divorce, birth of a child, and any major changes of assets or death of an executor.
Yeah. By the way, question. Can you, all right, if you have a child and it's you is the parent of the child, and you feel like you're going dead, you sign a will saying that this child must be given to A, B, C, D, or L, and you put it in the will. Can that work with a living person?
Yes, that's called guardianship.
Yeah.
So what you do in your will, in the case of my demise, I want my child to be raised by my sister or my grandmother or whatever parent that you wish to have it. That's what is called guardianship. So if you have your will and you have a young child and you wish to put in your will who is to look after this child when your eyes are closed, that's what you put in your will. I would like John Brown or Mary Stroke or whoever you wish to name as the person to be the guardian of your child until they become an adult.
All right, tell me what is some of the problems that Jamaican people have? Why it creates such a problem with wills and not having will? What is it that is causing people to
Superstition. Let me hold on, Jackie. Superstition, Muta. We somehow, many a times I've heard clients say, do the will for me, and they'll tell me what they want, who to get what asset. We'll do it up, and they don't come and sign. One person told me that I hear if you after you sign your will, you will die. No, you won't die. My clients are not dying. Okay? That's number one. So it's a superstitious thing that, you know, you kind of bringing on death on yourself.
Get yourself, yeah. I guess most of you can feel that way still.
And know that you won't be doing that. And the option that the will is the only instrument you can have that I can give a total stranger on the road my entire asset. You can't dispossess a child if you die intestate. If you should desire to dispossess a child because you gave them so much during your lifetime and you want to give it to somebody else, you have to do a will.
Well, you know, so that is contention if the child did there and you go give somebody where him no know.
Here's what gets around that problem, Muta. When you make a will, you want to make the world know that you are conscious in your decision. So if I want to leave my entire asset and all of my property to Father Holong and missionary to the poor, I just simply give my will. I leave $1 for my child. So the court and anyone really will know that I have considered that I have a child. I have decided to leave $1 for that child, but I want all of what else I own, what goes to Father Holong and missionary to the poor. So it suggests that I have not lost my mind in making my will. I was very conscious and deliberate in making it, and I am accountable to the child in the will by saying, I'm giving that child $1, and I'm giving all the rest of my assets to Father Holong and missionary to the poor. That's how you do it, to make it not contentious.
Yeah. All right. I have heard of situations and read of situations where rich people, especially rich people, rich old women who have cat and dog and thing, sign over them house to the dog and the cat. How that work?
Not here. That's in over the waters where they're not so right. We don't have those issues of leaving the cat.
Where say that happen, man?
No, not in this jurisdiction. I've not seen it in my 30 plus years.
You mean not in Jamaica?
No, but that's elsewhere over the waters.
No, that may I say it happened not here, it happened over there. So it couldn't happen over here then. That's what I say.
I've heard of that. I've never seen it, but it can happen. I guess they want to care for the cat and the dog after their demise, and there's organization in place for you to leave the money to for the cats and dogs to be taken care of, and will be whatever. Won't have to worry about the grooming expense of the dog and boarding and all of that. So yes, in those parts
the caretaker might just kill the cat and they get the money.
No, let's not kill the cat or the dog.
No, I say the possibility arises where after you look at $12 million, if you go to a cat, what the hell a cat are going to do with $12 million? And use the caretaker for the cat. And you know so well, are you and the cat there, just poison him and get the money.
Oh dear Lord.
No, it's things, watch out, these things. These things happen in America and in Europe,
But I also want to say is that when you don't do a will, what you do is now leave the distribution of your assets up to the laws of intestacy. And that may not be how you want your asset distributed. Meaning the laws of intestacy in Jamaica provides first to spouse. So if you die leaving a spouse, the spouse would be entitled to a particular benefit. If you die leaving spouse and children, it's 50 to spouse and 50 to children. And if you die leaving no spouse, just children, it will all go to the children. If you die leaving no spouse, no children, it will go to the parents. If you die leaving no spouse, no children, no parents, siblings, go to the siblings. So that is the order of it. And you may, especially for people who have no children, I always say do a will. You have assets, do a will. That's the only way you can inherit a total stranger, or a loss of intestacy won't protect you. Certainly won't let your assets be distributed as how you intended.
All right.
One thing I must say to you, Muta, and to your listeners, if you die without a will and you have a small child, then the Administrative General Department of Jamaica is responsible for your estate. So if you have a child at 6 or 7 or 8 or any age between 0 to 17 years and 11 and a half months old, that child has to be looked after by the government department called Administrative General Department, and they're responsible for looking after that estate. The danger you do when you do that is if you're a businessman, you're in a supermarket, and you die suddenly in a motor vehicle accident, who is going to go into that supermarket and run a supermarket to maintain your child in the meantime? Those are the considerations that you need to think about when you are operating in terms of a business or you are living your life. You need to make sure you have provisions in place.
Yeah.
For example,
So if you have two children,
everybody who becomes a member of the Jamaica Defense Force, it's a requirement. The moment you become a member of the Army in Jamaica, you must make a will. Whether you own $1 or you own nothing, you must make a will because you're a military
I never know
officer,
that.
work at work at any point in time. And that's a requirement. So people are encouraged, and I would encourage all of your listeners, don't wait until you buy a car or buy a house or have a bank account to make a will. When you have children, you're an adult, especially even if you don't have children, write something down on a piece of paper, signed by 2 witnesses with someone in charge who will look after things for you when you close your eyes, because you don't know when it is you're going to be called upon to go up yonder.
Yeah. But suppose you have two or three children and you never make a will and you're dead, and you have millions of dollars in the bank. How will that work out?
It stays there until that Mr. General Department administers that estate, and the poor baby mother will have to find school fees in the meantime until that stage comes, because that can take up to 6 months. I've had a case where a youngster had to jump out of school because it took too long to sell his father's apartment building so his mother can get the money to let him finish school.
Yeah.
So these things you have to consider as an adult. Not just the men alone, women as well. Don't think that you're going to suddenly have a demise because you make a will. Make a will because it's a business decision. It is as essential as having a bank account. It's as essential as having a TRN number. It's as essential as having a form of identification.
Okay.
Let's
But
not
take a break.
and know to ourselves. A will is an essential document that every adult Jamaican must and should have.
All right, we'll take a break and come forward. We'll take a break. We're going to give you the numbers that in case you want to call, you can call. The number for Deborah Archer is 876 906 1600. That's 876 906 1600. And the next the next number we have here is Miss Conan, which part is the number there? Jacqueline Cummins. Jacqueline Cummins. You know, we never introduced her. The former president of Jambar, admitted to the bar in Jamaica and Guyana. Litigator and attorney with over 30 years experience. And that number is 876 906 1600. It's not the same number.
And or 876-341-6628.
Say that again.
876-341-6628.
Okay. So that's the two numbers. If when this program done or tomorrow or whenever you jump out of your sleep and say you have to do this thing because you feel a pain in your belly, you can call them and say, hopefully really figure it out.
So Muta, the other question that came up a lot from your listeners is encroachment. And, can you encroach on unregistered land, and can you, what happens? So yes, if I fence in a portion of your premises and you do nothing, you say nothing, you can simply adversely possess that portion of land also.
Okay.
After 12 years, of course, we have a 12-year limitation of actual a number that we have to live with, the 12 years. So you can't fence it in today and try and get the title tomorrow. You have to prove that you have been in possession of the land for over 12 years. You know, we told you that possession is critical to adverse possession.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
So after 12 years, you can claim it.
Yes. And
Okay.
you,
So,
the adjoining owner has lost it. If they've done nothing, if I was putting up a fence and they did nothing and did not have it surveyed or thought to get a surveyor to make sure the pegs are properly pegged and followed.
Yeah.
Portion of your land. In one instance, it was about 1.5 acres, and they fenced it in. It becomes part of their property too.
Property.
Yes, because it was way over the 12 years.
That's very interesting because a whole heap of people have them fence encroaching upon somebody else's land. And them that have more than 12 years. Hello?
Yeah, good evening. I wanted to participate now.
Yeah, okay. I want them to hear you. Talk now.
Oh, I go on, Mr. Muta.
Let's come in there upon the line still.
Yeah, man. She make 2 points. I wanted to...
No, wait, no, me ask if Shane them upon the line still.
We're here. I'm here.
Okay.
Muta.
All right, a question. So one of the listeners will ask a question.
Go ahead.
Good evening, yeah, Ms. Cummins. I wanted to know about adverse possession of property, and I also wanted to know, you speak on matter concerning will. I wanted to know if when someone married after making a will, if it is that the will had cancelled.
Yes. Yes, the will is invalid once you get married after
to make another
if you
will.
get married after you make the will is invalid. You have to make another will once you get married.
Oh, so you should have explained that at first instance. You can't just explain to make a will at any given time. You can explain to once you make a will and then your marriage, the will has been cancelled. Another thing, you speak about adverse possession of property. How someone claims adverse possession of property, and what are the channels that will go through to have an adverse possession of property?
All right. You must first be in possession of the land. It must be open and notorious, meaning you must fence it. You must do something positive to show your possession. You must also be paying the taxes that for the requisite land. And then after that, you can start, after 12 years of being in that possession, open and undisturbed, you can now make an application.
So in order to pay the property tax, do you have to have a splintered title for the 1,500 acre that you have, or you'll pay for the 1,500 acre? You have to have a splintered title, you have to get a survey, then you administer on the property. Is that how it go, or you just pay for the whole 1,500 acre?
So in some instances, we've seen people pay for the whole 1,500 acre. In other instances, you can do a pre-check diagram for your area and get a valuation number for that area and pay the taxes for your pre-check plan.
So in spite of paying the tax now, remember we have 1,500 acres. You are now on the property squatting for 13 years. You wanted to pay for the 1 acre that you have. How you go again? You go and do a survey diagram and also a valuation report, or how you do it? Let me understand, please.
You're going to retain a surveyor to do what's called a pre-check plan for your 1 acre.
Yes.
Once that one pre-check plan for 1 acre, you can bring the application because you have already been in possession, you said, for 13 years.
Yeah.
Okay, but not paying the taxes.
Okay, because it doesn't have a diagram to pay the tax from.
Okay, so get the diagram and then go to Arden Road at National Land Agency and get it on the valuation roll.
So how does someone makes a claim that you hasn't been dispossessed them of the property?
How they make a claim in court?
Yeah, to say that you hasn't been dispossessed them of the property, because you are now claiming adverse possession. There are no counterclaims in you not to say that you hasn't been dispossessed them of the property.
Once the title has been issued, the claim would have to be a court claim Supreme Court usually to say that the adverse possessor did not meet the requirement to dispossess them.
So in other words,
it's a court claim, sir. It must be done in court.
So in other words, there's a claim and counterclaims.
Correct. Yeah. And it comes down to the fact. So I just have to determine whether or not which one of the two of you are telling the truth. You are not on the land, or are you on the land? Are you paying the taxes? Are you not paying the taxes? Have you dispossessed the owner? Have you not dispossessed the owner? So the jury listens to all the evidence from your witnesses and their witnesses and determine which is the correct position.
Okay. So do you know that many persons have been dispossessed of generational land through the provision called adverse possession of property? Because I know that I come back to the land every 5 years and clean it up. But in spite of that, one of the 5 years I've never been back around, and you are now building a structure on the property. The structure is a 2-story house, and you hasn't been in the possession of it for 11 and a half years, going 12 years now, and you are now claiming possession that you were there 2 years before the date considered a 12-year period.
As I said, we're well aware that there are claims of adverse possession that are challenged and are successfully challenged. Yes, and many people, what they say they claim is to dispossess may not always add up.
All right, thanks very much, and that was quite comfortable speaking to you. And thanks very much. Yes, Mr. Muta.
Yeah, man, give thanks, Bridget. Give thanks.
Good work what you all did. So.
All right, sir.
All right, thanks for your listening.
All right, so we have to wrap up. We have to wrap up now, and as usual, we want to give thanks. And you came 2 weeks, so that's saying a lot for the program, and we hope we can call on you again and again if you so desire. We're not going to say no, because it's a liar program this, so we want to say give thanks, really and truly give thanks for your contribution to this part of the program, and to bring guests. You also bring guests too. Yeah. Miss Cummins dropped too? Okay, she never hear me, I say. Okay. No, I was just giving thanks to them, and we really appreciate them input. Jacqueline Cummins and Deborah Archer. And we hope that we can call back if we need to. Even if you want to, you can suggest something that you feel say Jamaicans have a problem with as it relates to law. Any problem as it relates to law, and you can really give an input in it. We really appreciate the input. I will say give thanks. Hope you can hear me. Give thanks. That was the People's Court, and the lady said she has been getting a lot of calls. That is beautiful. That's beautiful. We're going to give our number again. The first lawyer is Deborah Archer. It's 876-906-1600. And we have a shared number with this number here. It's 876-349-0302. 876-349-0302 and 876-341-6628. So that's 876-341-6628. We give thanks to the moment, People's Court. So now we'll go into the music news time.
After securing Best Reggae Album for Blood and Fire, Kingston-born artist embraces his Grammy moment while preparing to embark on a U.S. tour. Kesnamdi quickly transformed triumph into forward motion. He announced plans to take the Blood and Fire stage show across the United States, making stops at landmark venues on both coasts, including Hotel Cafe in Los Angeles on May 13 and New York City's SOBs on May 20, with additional dates expected to follow. The expansion signals an artist determined to maximize the moment and broaden his international footprint. The Blood and Fire tour reflects the very spirit that earned him the accolade, noting that more U.S. dates are in the works. A Grammy win is never small, especially within reggae, where global breakthroughs are hard-earned and deeply meaningful. With momentum on his side and a growing international presence, Kesnamdi has now only elevated his own career by strengthening reggae's global standing. So, of course, look out for the Blood and Fire tour in the U.S., happening, of course, beginning May, rather. We're looking forward to that. In other news, Jamaican-born Miami-based DJ production duo Silent Addy and Disco Neil have released their highly anticipated new single Ballerina, featuring dancehall star Skilly Bang and Nigerian Afrobeats heavyweight Rema. Officially launching their new artist project Bashment Sound, released via Bashment Worldwide and Encore Recording, the track fuses dancehall elements with Afrobeat, the electric chemistry between Skilly Bang's distinctive flow, and of course his spitting sharp lyrics over a beat perfectly tailored to his voice. The single marks the duo's second major collaboration alongside Skilly Bang, following the global hit Shake It to the Max, the remix featuring Marley and Shinzia, one of the 2025's biggest records to date. The track surpasses 1 billion streams worldwide and was recently certified gold in the United States, and of course by the Recording Industry Association of America after moving over 500,000 units. Skilly Bang continues to expand his international catalog with notable collaborations including Jump alongside Tyler and Gunna, Getting Paid featuring SARS, Asake, and Wizkid, and he looks to replicate the success of his previous smash with Bashment Sound. So look out for Ballerina. Reggae superstar Protege continues his prolific year as he officially announced the release date for his album, of course, April 17. The announcement was made alongside unveiling the project's official trailer earlier on. And of course, leading the project is At We Feet featuring Damian Marley, released in January. The track has already surpassed 3 million views in just 3 weeks, marking their first ever collaboration. The project also includes previous release tracks such as Big 45 and Feel It. In support of the album, Protege will embark on a major international tour beginning March 14. The European leg launches on March 19, followed by a US run that includes a notable April 22 appearance and, of course, a performance alongside Stephen Marley, setting the stage for an active, high-profile year ahead. Art of Acceptance will mark Protege's 7th studio album, arriving 3 years after his acclaimed 2023 release In Search of Zion. Hey, party fans, draw closer, turn your radios up for the 411 and what's popping for this weekend. As a matter of fact, for today, Boom All-Star Sound Clash, Thursday, March 5. At All-Star Headquarters, 153 Olympic Way in Kingston 11, featuring Code Red Sound, the Super Gold Sound, Game Changers, Red Heat Sound System, Johnny Sound, Sound Revolution, High Grade International, and Tap Class Sound. We're talking about the Boom All-Star Sound Clash happening later on. Also, Mowat presents Big Money Bingo Day and Night event Saturday, March 7th, starting at 10 a.m. at Tree Hills Ground in St. Mary. Music by Dynamite Sound and Notorious Shabba. Top prize, $1,000 US. Entry fee for bingo tickets, $3,000. Football match during the day. Entry fee for football competition is $3,000, and the winner takes home $500 US. The runner-up will take home $250 US. Also happening, Burger King 5K Run and Relay, Sunday, March 8th at 6:30 a.m. at the Emancipation Park. T-shirt plus medal plus free Burger King meal and Krispy Kreme donuts. Win the Crown Challenge, cash and prizes. Largest corporate team, $300,000. Largest school team, $200,000. Fastest gym team, $200,000. And of course, you can get more information at www.runningeventsja.com. Over there in the international scene right now, pop singer Britney Spears was arrested in California last night for DUI. Law enforcement sources confirmed the superstar was handcuffed by the California Highway Patrol around 9:30 p.m. last night, and she was booked by the Sheriff's Department around 3 a.m. She was released from jail around 6 a.m. this morning, according to inmate records. Britney was by herself when cops pulled her over in Westlake Village, not far from her home. She was taken to a hospital immediately after she was pulled over. So according to TMZ, an officer transported her there to draw her blood. According to multiple sources close to Brit, we understand she did not sustain any injuries, and the hospital visit was purely to determine her blood alcohol content. The toxic singer herself has run into legal troubles before. In 2007, she faced a misdemeanor charges and a possible jail sentence for an alleged hit and run with a parked car in Los Angeles. All right, celebs celebrating their birthdays for today. Actress Eva Mendes, rapper Papoose. And if you're celebrating your birthday, we say happy birthday to you, okay? On this day in music, the year was 2000. Madonna went to number 1 on the UK singles chart with her version of Don McLean's 1972 hit, American Pie. This day in music, there was 2012. Sony admitted that a number of Michael Jackson tracks had been stolen after his website was hacked. That happened in the year 2012. Also, this day in music, there was 2017. Ed Sheeran was at number 1 on the UK album chart with his third studio album, Divide. And that's the full 100 in music news for today, Thursday, March 5, 2026. Remember to check out irfm.net/ebuzz for more music news details. You can also check out live at 5:45 for Entertainment Spotlight. Music news is brought to you.
Ayana. Ayana means she is a beautiful flower. She is a beautiful flower. Akima. Akima, Hakima. Akima means sensible. Sensible. Akima. All right. Next one is Anifi. Anifi. Hanifi. Anifi means pure. Pure. Asanati. Asanati. Hasanati. Asanati means good. So that's Ayana, Ayana means she is a beautiful flower. Akima, Hakima. Akima means sensible. Anifi, Hanifi, Anifi means pure. And Asanati, Hasanati. Asanati means good. Male names. Easy. Easy. Easy means king. Easy means king. Fidela. 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 Fidela means faithful. Akena. Ikena. 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 Ikena means father. Yes, father. And Jabulani, Jabulani, Jabulani means be happy. So that's easy. Easy means king. Fidela, or Fidela, Fidela, Fidela means faithful. Akenan, Akenan, Ikena, Akenan means father. And Jabulani, Jabulani, Jabulani means be happy. African names.
Reggae Radio, IRI FM.
Yeah, it might eliminate extreme poverty in China. That means And I hear him this one of the time say, China going to have the most millionaires. This is a communist country, I can't hear them say. I talk about millionaires and get rid of poverty, extreme poverty, get rid of extreme poverty. How much country can say that? How much country can say that? You know, they must say if you go through the airport and you have a, as what them call it, green card, and you stay out of the country for 6 months, they will take it away from you. All who they are Jamaica say them a look about this and a look about that and can't get to look about it and still there. Them go and go take away your green card when you go through the airport. In America, that is. So why you know that is part of the thing, you know. Why them a try everything. They a try everything. I don't know so I go on why that brother they dangerous. That's all I can say. Dangerous man. Okay, so here we go now. We want to, we'll have something else to tell you about, you know, right there. Paper on top of paper on top of paper. We want to find out about this little girl or this little youth where the woman drowned. That terrible thing that I guess she not too write it. Well, obviously she can't too write it. Yes, she drowned the picnic. Just like that. And what like nothing happen. I don't know how these things just happen so. Some unusual things start happening in Jamaica, you know. And when if it's the food that catch up on we. Yeah, the food where we eat. Start to have certain, you have some food where I come at Jamaica, you know, where they pan it, or where them used to plant it, is banned in other countries, you know. Yeah. Them ban these things, certain chemical, where them used to plant the thing, plant the food. In America, it get banned. But this government can look about them something there. Anything can come in the country and go in your shop or your supermarket. Nobody cares. You eat it, you feel sick, you go to the doctor, and give you a tablet and say, go and go sleep. You go and go sleep, you wake up, you feel sick still. Who is caring for the people? We have a Minister of Health and Wellness. Health and Wellness. I hear them say them will charge more GCT on sugar food, sugar drinks. Sugar drinks, yes. So a whole heap of juice out there now. I know some juice and I call them name, but you have some juice out there in the supermarket you don't have no sugar in it. Even though it's concentrated, but it don't have no sugar in it. So maybe the people them should have started to read the label. Black people don't read the label, you know. No, them anything where they want them take it up off of the shelf and throw in a basket and go to the cashier. They don't read the label to see how much things in it. Because as a matter of fact, most of the things that them put in these food, you know, the normal Jamaican can't read it, don't know what name so, where it come from, what it is all about. Now, if you can't read the label, and you can't read the ingredients, put it down. Put it down and go find something else. I hear people are complaining, say, boy, I don't want them, the food them are healthy for you too expensive. But I want to tell you, say, when you get sick, the doctor and the pharmacist more expensive. And you know, say prevent is better than to cure. Prevent is better than to cure. Because right now you might say, you pay, you used to buy this $100 or $200, now you pay $500 fee. I say, why too expensive? But the one will cost $200. When you go to your yard and you start to deal with food and eat it, And your belly start 30, you try to figure out this war. Yeah, you try to figure out this war. And when you go to the doctor say, why you just eat? And you tell him. Him say, okay, I'm going to give you some tablet here to go to the pharmacy. Because he might charge you differently from the pharmacy. And you go to the pharmacy and the pharmacist give you where you're supposed to go and say, but the label say, take 2 times a day. Every 12 hours, take 2 times. And you go home and you take it. And about 2 days after your belly start hurting again. And yes, one day we are going now. But you're not going to know. Because he might look on the symptoms, he might look on the cure. Most doctors, they don't cure things. They look on the symptoms. You have doctors who cure things, and they come back. But doctors mostly look on your symptom and deal with the symptoms rather than the cure. And you can't get to it now, For you not plant your own food, you can't get to it. You must buy something out there. We have some things in the way you're not supposed to have. Whether your food that come from St. Elizabeth or Hanover or Portland, the farmer them is not securing your health. He must secure him wealth. And the thing will make the food come up fast. If him go and market with it, is that him going to put on the food. And the government seems to not have no regulation on what the farmer use. Or them not showing the farmer how to use these chemicals that are coming out of the country. It's a terrible thing. Who is looking out for the interests of the people them who is consuming all these food with poison on it? Who? Them not doing what them supposed to do. Yeah, them quick money, fast money. And people want to have big crop, yield big crop. To say, boy, right now, look how my body. Hey, let me see a cabbage, man. Me I tell you, man. Bigger than my head. I say, what is all that cabbage I see so? The weirdest part I is that you go a certain part of Africa and the food them so big. And them people, when you start telling them about this and it, they don't know nothing about them chemical there, Nothing they don't know about it. When you put all them pumpkin, all them pineapple, oh gosh, man. The pineapple big like what? Tastes different. Them don't know nothing about what I said. So tell me something, where you put in the ground? They must say, put it on the ground. Where we supposed to put it on the ground? We don't know to put it on the ground. The ground not there already. And so nature run the thing. But you see, in this part of the world now, quick crop. You have to make the food come up quick that it can go sell it. And people buy it at the market, and you go buy it at the market. And then you start to get sick. Sickness is inevitable. But sometimes you bring down the sickness by yourself, by not avoiding certain things. And we have to learn now to avoid certain things. Yes, because right now, nobody's caring for you if you're not caring for yourself. That is what you have to deal with. Nobody's caring for you if you're not caring for yourself. Here we go. Here we go. We want to go in at this song before the day done. Yeah. I tell you. All right.
FM really rocking it.
And the one we are going to present today, man called Burning Spear. Well, I'm glad I get your brethren. Trust me. I was talking about your show yesterday, and I was telling the people them say it's the best production I ever see with any reggae show in Jamaica.
John,
The
no,
man
give
got
thanks
wonderful.
for that coming from you. I really
Yeah, man.
appreciate that. Man.
They don't know, so we go all over the world and see show, man. And we go to Jamaica and see show.
True.
In a Jamaica,
True.
may I tell you,
Yeah.
how long it take there if you really go through with that show there? How much years?
What do you mean, how much years? Like, this is...
The planning.
May I tell you, I'm honest to you. We do it 2 years before, 23 and 24. We skip 25. And then this year, 6 weeks to put the show together in a muta. 6 weeks.
So
I know January 28th. Everything is said there's 6 weeks we do it in a. We're supposed to do it in 4 months.
Yeah.
We're supposed to do it in 4. Yeah, go on.
All them Las Vegas stage looking thing there and a big screen and no, me I tell you, Rasta, the man, I never see a show in a Jamaica we keep and the sound lock off for about 15 minutes. And nobody now boo and rare. The people them are sing the song them a cappella in the place. You did hear them?
Yeah, man, it's a energy. Me and Chronix just I talked about that earlier. Me I said, boy, what a love and what a blessing.
I never see that happening at no show. No show, me never see that happen where thousands of people are sing the artist song a cappella. And all when the song done, them go to a next song, all when the artist never did go sing. Them start to sing the song a cappella. It's sweet, man. Trust me, man.
It's sweet. Give thanks, man.
Yeah, me have to call you if you tell you that, because trust me, I tell everybody say, yeah, that show it's on my top list as #1 show that keep in Jamaica. And it's 2 stage them was perfect. Cause you never have the lesser artists on one and bigger artists on the other one. A pure bigger artists upon the 2 of them,
Give thanks, man. Give thanks, man.
So tell me something.
I'm glad to enjoy yourself, man.
Oh, you mean, watch a man. You say, all my wife, man, trust me, man, believe you me. She was one of them when the light lock off. She usually should have begs, She should have begs. But you see, when she hear the song and know the song and she sing, and when you look, you hear everybody in the place I sing, she does easy like Sunday morning, trust me. And me hope that I make some money.
That's a different conversation. We have to invest.
No, why you tell me say
No, man, I know, but I just say we have to invest whole heap in it to make them something what you see. So
the stage alone a big investment. The stage alone a big investment. Not to mention the other stage, which are the same kind of stage. And just the whole environment, how they put the environment together. They have a team where they work with the man. Trust me, they have a team.
Yeah, man.
And see the police them out there do them work. Them guide the bus them from down at GSC on the right side of the road. That's them not block up with the whole heap of car where I go inside kind of thing. Oh gosh, man, it's sweet, brethren. I really appreciate what they do.
Man.
And I
much appreciate it.
They promoters can look on a show. Now I put nothing out of my mouth. I tell them, say, that show, most promoters should have look at that show and say, yes, as such show if you go on. Quality artists, ambience, nice. People are selling food and this and this and that. I'm not to say more than I give thanks for that, brethren, and I appreciate that and hope that I can keep it next year and the year after and the next year after. And that's not me do I call there to tell you publicly,
Give thanks, man. I appreciate it. And at the end of the day, I just want to hold them sort of energy. The reggae music have some place we can play. And it's important for me to say Kingston, the capital of Jamaica, can also be a place where you can look on and say, yeah, we can go there so it can have some big reggae festival and we can go there and say Jamaica people respect and love the music same way, contrary to what might be thought, and we can keep a show and it can hold some and people can carry them youth and them youth can run up and down and then go hear some big reggae music, some big drum and bass and clap same way. I feel that important, so I just give thanks to everybody who come out and give our energy, and we can keep more events and put reggae music in a more spaces in a Jamaica, yes sir, in a 2026, you know.
And present it as how it's supposed to be presented.
Yeah,
I was see it in a foreign, when we go to Europe, a certain place in America, we see how them present it, and we say, sometimes they say, so how them show you can't come to Jamaica. But I make it that shows can't keep
man.
Well,
I have to do it on time too. You see me, have to keep on time, and like every artist understands that once I'm come play that show, if you reach 20 minutes late or a 20 minute gone out of your set, I just that's so simple. Nobody know.
You know nobody run a dozen man on the stage, 2 dozen man on the stage.
I tell you, me, one time me call my stage manager, who are my brethren, who we grow from kindergarten. Him run the stage, and is me an artist about 5 to 7 minutes late, and me a call now because I'm my link, and me a call my brethren for just kind of say, yo, me need an extra 7 minutes. And the man just tell me, say, brother, I can't help you, hang up the phone for me, and I say, yo, nobody affect my stage. So if I see that, I say, boy, even me no subject to nothing. So it's a damn, I saw the thing have to run.
Keep it in the law.
Yeah.
Yes, Bridget. Yeah. So here we know. I look forward to the next one next year. Yes, sir. Give thanks.
We'll work on it. Give thanks, no respect, see?
Yeah, man, all right. You look connect to me.
Every time.
All right.
Bless up.
Yeah, that was the Bridget who keep the concert this in the weekend, yeah. You know, I mean, really and truly, it was a joy to see it, man. Trust me. It was a joy to see it in Jamaica. Because I say, usually we have fun and experience those things, but coming to Jamaica and see a production at that level, you know, it's heartwarming, and it's reggae. It's reggae. That is the thing, you know, it's reggae. You know, it's not man a jump on stage and a jump up on stage with him towel and drop out of him pocket like is that tail him have. And him put up on the box. I mean, nothing wrong with that still, but when you have an artist on stage and the artist you want to see, you know, come to see him follower them. You know, see it. And sometimes them follower I'll stand up in front of the artist. What kind of madness is that? So I'm glad to see a show like that. Give thanks. Take a break and come forward.
Alright, Bay.